The Decatur Police Department shares information about crime trends and crime prevention strategies to help you make things more difficult for the criminal who is looking for easy. Putting up more obstacles makes your property less attractive to criminals and gives you peace of mind.
One of the first things you want to do is take a look at the exterior of the residence and see how much natural surveillance you have, meaning visibility. You want to make sure shrubbery on the exterior of the residence is trimmed at least 6 inches below the window. This will prevent anyone from concealing themselves. Also, you want to make sure tree branches are trimmed with at least a 7-foot clearance to the ground to allow more visibility around your home.
In reviewing burglary cases from 2012 to present, we learned that in 33% of those cases, entry was made through an unsecured door or window. It's not uncommon to leave a window partially open, especially in a kitchen or a bathroom, but a burglar sees that as an opportunity to enter your home, and not just during the daytime hours.
A burglar can see into your house, then he see what he wants. You don't want to give him a clear view of your assets. So you don't want to give him an open invitation. Look what I got in my house. Look, I got a television here. I got a DVD here. I got this over here. I got that over there. If he see it, then he know he have a target where he want to come in and get. So what you gonna bust the window, or you can come through the door, get that one thing. It don't have to be everything in your house. It's one thing. You want one thing. Get that one thing and go. Get back on the bus. You're going back home. So I went to house to house to house to house, to house to house to house to house to house, checking the doors. Checking the doors. I wanted either way in and either way out. 9 times out of 10, if I come into a neighborhood, it's gonna be one person. They're gonna leave their door unlocked. Right here. We have neighborhood watches. And the neighborhood watch is the majority of the neighborhood watch. You look out the front door, the front window, you see somebody walking up and down the street who don't belong there, you call the police. But what about the back door? What about the side? What about the wood line? Come into a backyard, go through the wood line, go through the spider webs and everything, just to get to your house. Then I would stand at the wood line and look at your house for a while. See if there's anybody moving. Sometimes I may stand there 5, 10, 15 minutes. Just stand there and watch. Look to my left and look to my right, looking for the dogs. If I don't see no dogs or see no movement, I'm gonna inch my way up. I'm gonna keep inching my way up like a rat. Stay in the shadows, and I'm gonna inch my way up to your house. Now this is the crazy part, y'all. I want you to look at this now. I target that home at night. Why? Because once again, I gotta get your identity. I gotta get your credit card. Crazy part about it was that when I came in your house, I didn't come in your house with my shoes on. I took my shoes off because now I can sneak around you while you're laying in your bed. In order for me to get your identity, in order for me to get your wallet, you got to be in your bed. Most of the time when I take my pants off, I just throw them right there on the side of me and I just go get on in bed. But my wallet is right there. So in order for me to come and get your wallet, I got to come into your dwelling place. I got to come into your bedroom.
The most common method of forced entry we see in burglaries is kicking or shouldering in doors. Quite often, the only thing keeping a deadbolt secured into the door frame is softwood molding. It requires minimal force to push the deadbolt through the frame. As you can see in these examples, the deadbolt alone did not prevent entry.
Hi, I'm Duncan Cottrell, the entry enforcer. I reinforce doors and windows to harden the target and keep the bad guys out. Their favorite trick for doors is to kick in an entry door. The force of the kick shoves the deadbolt and the latch right through the jamb. But in this door has been reinforced with steel to prevent that from happening. Since the most vulnerable part is not the door, the most vulnerable part is the jamb, we put on a 4-foot steel jamb shield. It goes on the door, jamb, and it anchors with long screws, 3.5 inches long, that anchor the steel jamb shield into the 2x4 studs. There's 9 of them on this jamb shield. Now, if someone kicks the door, the force is transferred onto the steel and then dissipated over the whole 48 inches, as well as into the wall framing through those 9 3.5 inch long screws. So instead of the force shoving the deadbolt through the soft wood of the jamb, nothing happens. The second vulnerable area of a doorway is the edge of the door itself at the lock area. The force of the kick can shove the deadbolt right through the little bit of wood on the edge of the door. So to keep the edge of the door from busting out, a U-shaped door shield is slid over the edge of the door, underneath the locks, and wraps the edge with steel to keep the edge of the door from busting out. The third area of a doorway to reinforce is the hinge side of the jamb. Replace the short screws that hold the hinge on with long screws, 2.5 to 3.5 inches long, so that it pins the hinges into the 2x4 wall studs. Longer screws through the other leaf of the hinge into the door, and that happens on all 3 hinges. In that case, there is a clear security film that goes on the glass with a super strong adhesive. It's crystal clear, you don't even notice that it's there, and it goes on the inside of the glass from edge to edge, top to bottom over the entire pane. With the super strong adhesive, it bonds to the glass and will hold the shards in place if the glass gets broken. When an intruder tries to break in through a window, they typically do one of 2 things. They'll either break the glass to reach the sash lock so they can unlock that and lift the sash. They're not real interested in crawling through broken glass and getting cut up. The second thing they do is take a crowbar or a long screwdriver, put it underneath the sash and pry. That pops this little sash lock right off, the sash can come up and they can crawl through. To prevent that, on wooden sash windows, we drill a hole where the sashes overlap. We drill it in each corner and we put in a steel pin. The pin goes in all the way and then locks the sashes together. When you want to open the window, you take the extractor tool, you grab the notch that's in the end of the pin, and you pull the pin out so that then you can open the window. When you're all done, of course, you line the holes back up and stick the pin back in.
By utilizing the crime prevention strategies outlined in this video, Decatur citizens can make their homes and their belongings more secure and help to make our community as a whole a less desirable target for criminal activity.